Ladies and gentlemen, not everyone is worth saving. That is the harsh reality of life. We are taught to be kind, to give, to extend a helping hand to those in need. But what if I told you that helping the wrong people can destroy you? What if I told you that some people will take everything you give and still curse your name? I have seen it, you have seen it, you give your time, your energy, your heart, only to be left exhausted, betrayed and disrespected. That ends today, because today we talk about the 8 types of people you must walk away from. Stay with me until the end, because this knowledge will protect your heart, your mind and your future. Not everyone can be saved, and not everyone should be. That is a truth we must learn, though it may feel uncomfortable. From a young age, we are taught to help others, to offer a hand, to lift people up when they fall. But what happens when that hand is bitten, when your kindness is repaid with endless excuses? When you pour yourself into someone, only to find that they do not want to rise at all. There are people who do not seek solutions, only sympathy. They do not want guidance, they crave attention for their suffering. These individuals live in a world where they are always the victim, and no matter how much you do for them, it will never be enough. They will tell you their problems, not to find a way out, but to keep you locked in with them. They will talk about their pain, their struggles, their unfortunate circumstances, as though life itself has conspired against them, and you, with your good heart, will feel compelled to help. You will listen, advise, encourage. You will offer solutions, alternatives, even personal sacrifices to show them a way forward. But nothing will change. They do not want to change. That is the secret they will never tell you. They thrive in their misery because it gives them an identity. If they solved their problems, who would they be? What stories would they tell? Where would their attention come from? You will notice the moment you suggest something practical, something that requires action, they resist. Suddenly, the excuses pour in. It's too hard. It won't work. You don't understand. Every reason imaginable will be given, except the truth, that they do not want to try. This is where many fall into the trap of wasting years on people who will never help themselves. You begin to believe that if you just say the right words, if you give them enough time, if you care enough, they will finally wake up. But they won't, because they do not want a way out. They want a witness to their suffering. They want someone to confirm their belief that life is unfair, that they are powerless, that the world owes them something. And the longer you stand beside them, the more they will pull you down into their world of endless complaints and repeated failures. If you think back, you have likely encountered such people. The friend who always has a crisis but never takes advice. The family member who blames their circumstances but never makes an effort to change them. The colleague who is full of complaints but no solutions. These are the ones who will drain you, because your energy, your time, your mind, these are limited resources. And when you waste them on those who refuse to take responsibility for their own lives, you rob yourself of the chance to build something meaningful. There is another kind you must recognize: the betrayers. The ones who take your trust, your kindness and your belief in them and twist it into something unrecognizable. You will find them disguised as friends, partners, even family. They smile, they promise, they make you believe they stand with you until they don't. And when the moment comes, they will turn without hesitation. It is a painful lesson, learning that not everyone who stands beside you is loyal to you. Some walk with you only because it benefits them. Some hold your hand only because they plan to let go when it suits them, and some, no matter how much you do for them, will betray you the second you are no longer useful. The most dangerous part is how they make you doubt yourself. They do not come as enemies, they come as allies, as lovers, as people who seem to understand you in a way no one else does. And so you lower your guard, you let them in, you share your thoughts, your fears, your ambitions. And for a while, it feels right. You tell yourself that you finally have someone who sees you, who values you. But betrayal does not happen suddenly. It is slow, quiet, creeping. It starts with small things, a lie here, an omission there, a shift in how they speak to you, how they react to your successes, how they make you feel. You might not notice it at first. You will make excuses for them. You will tell yourself they didn't mean it, that it was just a mistake, that they are going through something. And then, one day, you realize the truth. They were never who you thought they were. This is where many fail. Instead of walking away, they try to fix it. They confront, they forgive, they hope. But the reality is simple. People who betray once will do it again. It is not a mistake. It is who they are. And if you allow them to remain in your life, they will do it again and again, until there is nothing left of the trust you once had. The lesson is not to become bitter. It is not to close yourself off from the world or believe that everyone will betray you. The lesson is to see clearly, to recognize the patterns, to trust actions over words. A person who values you will never put you in a position where you have to question their loyalty. A person who is worthy of your trust will never make you wonder if they are speaking ill of you behind your back. A person who truly stands with you will never disappear when you need them most. So, what do you do when you realize you are dealing with a betrayer? You leave. Without warning, without guilt, without regret. You do not explain yourself to those who have already shown you that they do not care. You do not stay to listen to their justifications, their excuses, their pleas for another chance. You simply walk away, because the moment you forgive a betrayal, you invite another. Some people will call this harsh. They will say that everyone deserves a second chance. But remember this, betrayal is a choice. It is not an accident. It is not a misunderstanding. It is a conscious decision to put their interests above their loyalty to you. And once someone has shown you that they are willing to do that, you must believe them. The mistake most people make is thinking they can change others. That if they love enough, if they give enough, if they forgive enough, the other person will finally see their worth. But you cannot teach loyalty to a traitor. You cannot force someone to value what they do not care to protect. So you must be wise. Help those who help themselves. Stand with those who stand with you. Give your loyalty only to those who have earned it. And when you recognize the ones who will never change, the ones who will only take and take until you have nothing left, turn away, not with anger, not with vengeance, but with the quiet certainty that your time, your energy, your life is far too precious to waste on those who will never truly value it. Trust is a delicate thing. You give it hoping it will be honored, believing that those who receive it will treat it with care. But not everyone does. Some will take your trust and turn it into a weapon against you. These are the betrayers, the ones who smile while they deceive, who shake your hand while they sharpen their knives. They are not always easy to spot. In fact, they are often the ones closest to you, the ones you least expect. Deception rarely announces itself. It starts subtly, like a whisper in the dark. A small lie here, a concealed truth there. And you, believing in the goodness of people, might overlook it. You tell yourself it was a mistake, that they meant no harm. But the truth is, people show you who they are in small ways before they ever betray you in big ones. If you pay attention, you will see it. The avoidance in their eyes when confronted, the excuses that don't quite add up, the way they speak of others when those people aren't around, because how they speak of them is how they will speak of you. There is no honor in betrayal, no justification. A person who deceives you once has already made a choice about what you mean to them. They may ask for forgiveness, swear it was not their intention, promise it will never happen again. But words are easy. Anyone can say what they need to say to keep a door open. It is actions that tell the truth. Watch what they do after they are caught. Do they take responsibility, or do they shift the blame? Do they change, or do they simply become more careful with their lies? A betrayer who is forgiven does not learn to be loyal. They learn to be more cautious with their deception. There will always be people who believe they can outsmart the truth, who think that as long as they are clever, their actions will not catch up to them. But betrayal has a way of unraveling, always. It may take time, but deception always collapses under the weight of its own dishonesty. And when it does, those who place their trust in the wrong hands will be left to pick up the pieces. The mistake many make is holding on too long. They believe that if they just love enough, give enough, understand enough, they can change a betrayer into someone trustworthy. But that is not how it works. Trust is not something you teach. It is either given or it is not. A person who does not value your trust will never suddenly wake up one day and decide to. The only way to protect yourself from betrayal is to walk away from those who are capable of it, not with anger, not with bitterness, but with the quiet understanding and take, but never acknowledge what has been given. These are the people who expect kindness, who feel entitled to generosity, who believe that what they receive is owed to them rather than gifted to them. Gratitude is not simply a polite thank you, it is an awareness of the effort, time, and sacrifice that others extend. When someone lacks this awareness, they will always ask for more, demand more, take more, without a second thought for what it costs the giver. Some people will never appreciate what they have until it is gone. They will drain you, using your kindness as if it is infinite, assuming you will always be there to support them. And if you step away, if you stop giving, suddenly you are the villain, because in their eyes, kindness is not something to be valued, it is something to be expected. There is a dangerous pattern with the ungrateful. You give, they take. You give again, they take more. But instead of feeling appreciation, they begin to see your giving as a weakness. The more you do, the less they respect it. The moment you stop, they do not reflect on all you have done for them. They only focus on what you are no longer doing. It is a bottomless well, one that can never be filled, no matter how much you pour into it. The lesson here is not to stop being kind. Kindness is a strength, not a weakness. The lesson is to give where it is valued, not where it is expected. To help those who recognize the effort behind the help, not those who feel entitled to it. There is nothing noble about exhausting yourself for those who will never be satisfied. You are not obligated to give endlessly to those who refuse to appreciate it. Some believe that gratitude should not be required, that one should give without expecting anything in return. But this is not about expecting repayment. It is about recognizing when you are being used. When someone is truly grateful, it shows, not just in their words, but in their actions. They acknowledge the effort, they respect the time, they do not take advantage. When gratitude is absent, so is respect. And without respect, there is no balance in what is being given. Walking away from ungrateful people is not selfish. It is self-preservation. There will always be those who mistake kindness for obligation, who believe that generosity should be endless. But the truth is, your kindness is a gift, not a debt, and you have the right to choose who is worthy of it. The world is full of people who will appreciate what you do, who will recognize the effort, who will not take advantage of your giving nature. It is better to invest in them than to waste yourself on those who will never understand the value of what they have been given. The more you surround yourself with gratitude, the more you will realize how little you were receiving before. The more you distance yourself from the ungrateful, the lighter you will feel, because the weight of carrying people who do not appreciate you is heavier than you realize. There is nothing wrong with helping others, with giving freely, with offering support to those in need, but there must be a limit. There must be a recognition of who deserves it and who does not. Not everyone will appreciate what you do for them. Not everyone will value what you give. And that is not your burden to carry. It is theirs. The moment you understand this, the moment you learn to walk away from those who do not respect your kindness, you will find yourself free. Free to give where it matters. Free to invest in those who truly appreciate it. Free to live without the exhaustion of endless, thankless giving. There are people who walk into your life not to bring light, not to share wisdom, not to grow alongside you, but simply to drain you. They exist in every space, in every corner of society, masters of misery, collectors of pity, architects of their own downfall. They do not want solutions. They do not seek progress. They only want an audience for their suffering. They are drawn to those with kind hearts, those who listen, those who care. And before you realize it, they have made your mind their dumping ground, your energy their fuel, your presence their escape from responsibility. These are the ones who always have a problem, but never a solution. No matter how much you try to uplift them, they will resist. No matter how many ways you show them a path forward, they will dismiss them all. Because they are not looking for a way out, they are looking for a way to keep you tethered to their despair. Every conversation is the same. Complaints, negativity, stories of how the world has wronged them, yet never an ounce of accountability. And you, being who you are, will feel compelled to help. You will listen, you will encourage, you will offer advice, only to watch it all be discarded as they sink deeper into their self-created abyss. This is how they trap you. They make you believe that if you just try harder, if you just care more, if you just find the right words, you can save them. But they do not want to be saved. And while you are pouring your energy into them, they are giving nothing in return. The exchange is one-sided. They take and you give, until you have nothing left. There is a dangerous illusion when dealing with these people. The illusion that you owe them your presence, that if you walk away you are cruel, heartless, abandoning them in their time of need. But when is their time of need ever over? When is there ever a moment where they do not demand your energy? There isn't, because they are not seeking a solution. They are seeking an endless cycle where they can remain the victim, and you, their emotional caretaker. The cost of entertaining these people is not just exhaustion, it is the slow erosion of your own peace. You will find yourself carrying burdens that were never yours to begin with. You will feel the weight of problems you did not create, the heaviness of emotions that are not yours to bear. And while you are drained, they will continue unaffected because they were never interested in balance. They were only interested in feeding off your strength. There comes a moment where you must decide. Will you continue to let them pull you down, or will you reclaim your energy, your time, your peace? It is not cruelty to walk away. It is not selfish to protect yourself. Your kindness should not be a prison, and your compassion should not be a burden. There are people in this world who will appreciate your presence, who will listen as much as they speak, who will give as much as they take, who will give as much as they take. Those are the ones worthy of your time. The rest, they will find another audience for their misery, because that is what they do. And if you refuse to play your role, they will replace you without hesitation. Just as there are those who drain you, there are also those who refuse to see. Not because they lack the ability, not because they do not have the opportunity, but because they choose to remain blind. No matter how much wisdom is placed before them, no matter how many lessons life offers, they turn away. They would rather stay in their ignorance than face the discomfort of growth. These people resist change not because they cannot change, but because they do not want to. They fear what they might have to confront if they do. They fear responsibility, accountability, the realization that they have always had the power to improve but refuse to use it, and so they pretend. They act as if they do not understand, as if life is simply happening to them, as if the circumstances they are in are beyond their control. The most frustrating part about dealing with these people is that you can see their potential. You can see what they could become if they just opened their eyes. You want to shake them, to force them to recognize the truth, to make them see what is so clear to you, but that is not how it works. You cannot force growth on someone who does not seek it. You cannot open the eyes of someone who has decided to keep them closed. These people will make the same mistakes over and over and then wonder why their life never changes. They will ask for guidance, yet ignore every piece of advice. They will claim to want better, yet sabotage every opportunity that comes their way. And if you stay too close to them, they will pull you into their cycle of stagnation. The truth is, you cannot save someone who does not want to be saved. You cannot teach someone who refuses to learn, and you cannot sacrifice your own growth for the sake of those who reject their own. There will always be those who are ready to listen, ready to grow, ready to step into the person they were meant to be. Those are the ones worth your time. Those are the ones who deserve your energy. The rest, they will remain exactly where they are, no matter how much effort you pour into them. The most dangerous thing you can do is waste your time on those who refuse to move forward. Time is not infinite. Every moment spent trying to convince someone to change is a moment stolen from your own progress. Every effort given to someone who refuses to see is an effort taken away from someone who would have valued it. There will always be those who choose to remain blind, just as there will always be those who drain without giving back. But you do not have to carry them. You do not have to stay. Your life is yours and your energy is valuable. And the sooner you recognize who is worth it and who is not, the sooner you will find the freedom that comes with walking away from those who were never willing to move forward with you. Ladies and gentlemen, life is too short to waste on those who drain you. betray you and take without giving. Save your time, save your energy, save your kindness for those who truly deserve it. There is nothing noble about sacrificing yourself for those who will never change. Walk away and watch how your life transforms. Thank you.